When things aren't going great, sometimes you need a rebrand, like giving yourself a nickname.
George, what is that? It's nothing. It's got no snap, no zip. I need a nickname that makes people light up.
You mean like Liza?
I was thinking T-Bone.
But there's no T in your name. What about G-Bone?
Sometimes companies try a new product with a new name, and it doesn't work out.
As new Coke replaced the original Coke, the soda maker suddenly had a mutiny on its hands.
I think the new Coke is too sweet. I like the old Coke better.
We're trying to start a grassroots campaign to get the old Coke back.
Can somebody out there tell me why Coke did it? Why they changed?
In Ohio, we caught teachers rebranding critical race theory. CRT was getting too much heat from parents and the press, so they lied. And they said they weren't teaching it anymore, but the school officials were caught on hidden camera, admitting that they've been secretly teaching CRT and laughing about it. A nonprofit group, Accuracy in Media, sent their people deep undercover to find out what's going on in these schools. They sent the videos to Primetime exclusively. And what we're about to show you is sinister.
There's more than one way to skin a cat. So whether you can pass a bill that you can't teach CRT in a classroom, but if you didn't cover programming, or you didn't cover extracurricular activities or something like that, that message might still get out. Oops.
Oops. I just told your white son he's racist. Oops. I just told your black daughter she's worthless without reparations. This underground agenda is being spread in schools all across Ohio and probably the whole country.
But if they ban that, can't we just change the labels and do it? That's what people will do, right?
Yeah, and it's good stuff. It's just, you know, I mean, labels are just getting attacked.
Well, it goes back to how you dress the window. You can do a lot of shopping without anybody even knowing you're shopping.
Yes.
There's all sorts of ways around it. You just have to be very careful how you phrase whatever you're going to say.
CRT's everywhere. It's been camouflaged. This footage is behind enemy lines. They use code words.
Are you able to talk about social justice or anti-racism?
So we do move forward with that. We do, and
Love
so
that.
I would say that's where we feel pretty confident. You know, we as the superintendent, I do choose words wisely though to make sure that we're able to move forward and don't want to be stopped at the most important word that
yes.
That's why belonging is really that key word that we focus on.
Belonging and inclusion is a way to talk about social justice without raising a red flag, I guess, or?
Belonging. He called secretly teaching kids CRT the most important work we're doing, quote unquote. There's a subversion campaign all around us. Principals are going to great lengths to make children hate themselves and hate the country. And they'll do whatever it takes.
Even if they did that CRT ban thing locally, they'd be like, not for us.
There's enough for us to not call it that.
Should I be able to stay in my position if this law does go through, heaven forbid, then we will be just as covert in our wording of our. As long as I'm in the seat and don't lose my job over it.
If you have to. Yeah. It's unfortunate, but
just change the name, same thing.
We'll find a way.
And they have an action plan for parents who ask questions. You know, parents who actually care about their kids' education. And the plan is this: lie to their face and slow walk it until it's sunk in and it's too late to stop.
They're not going to be supportive if I lay out everything we're going to do. But if I talk to them about doing this one thing in the name of supporting students, they probably won't have an issue with this one thing. And by the time we get that thing established, if I start talking to them about this one other thing, they don't realize that was two things. Is there a parent saying that privilege is a controversial topic? Probably, but don't get me wrong, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Yeah.
I mean, that will probably get discussed in 17 classrooms before somebody actually brings it in here, and then we'll deal with it.
And if they can't hide it from the parents, they'll just trick them.
We have some parents that, you know, they don't fully understand. So, you know, when we trick them, you know.
What do you mean?
But, well, I'm just, so if similar situation, so if we have a certain content that we want to share with students, and they see one word in the language, it's like, oh no, we can't do that. Well, let's look at it from a different, you know, viewpoint, and then it's they're okay.
And if the media, like us, start asking questions, a lot of them too.
We kept getting these emails, do you have critical race theory in your curriculum, which was what the talking point was from a certain news channel. So we got to the point where first we're going to ask you, what do you mean by critical race theory?
Do you think we're teaching higher education, grad school stuff to your second grader?
And then the second thing is, no, we don't have that in our curriculum.
The only reason we know about this is because it was caught on camera. It could be happening anywhere, probably is. These teachers are taking CRT courses in college, and they graduate, and then they get jobs at your kid's public school, and then they tell your child they should be ashamed of themselves. Tell your child America was never great, and tell them they don't deserve a thing because, you know, the color of their skin. And everybody owes somebody something. And then they divide the class into victims and victimizers. Pump your son's brain full of self-doubt, make your daughter angry and entitled, and have them walking around with a chip on their shoulder or walking around afraid to speak up. They want to divide and conquer the country so they can control you by guilt and move money around and shut you up so they don't have to earn anything. White guilt by association. That's how to destroy the country. And that's why we need strong leaders in all 50 states, keeping an eye out. It takes a strong backbone. When a governor takes a stand against CRT, the media calls him racist, the worst thing you could call somebody. And Ron DeSantis is going through this right now. You know how in high school they have AP courses, stands for advanced placement? Smart students can take the AP course because it's tough stuff and it looks good on your college application. Well, some radicals tried to apply for a new AP course in Florida on African American studies, which is fine. We want that. Primetime has no beef there. It's a good thing. And DeSantis thinks it's a good thing too. But the AP African American Studies course that was proposed was laced with CRT to the point where there was no real history at all being taught. It was all left-wing propaganda. DeSantis said, no, that's not going to make the cut. Why don't you guys go back, put together a real AP African American Studies course and resubmit it? But MSNBC juiced that news and called DeSantis racist.
What DeSantis is essentially saying is that the only valuable advanced placement class for a Florida student are classes that are about Europe or the other Axis countries. That's it. The African American studies is not deemed valuable.
And it's not just MSNBC. Of course, the White House fell for it, too.
It is incomprehensible that to see that this is what this ban or this block, to be more specific, that DeSantis has put forward. If you think about the study of Black Americans, that is what he wants to block.
That's the only question Binder was willing to answer. And she got it wrong. The crazies at the College Board, you know, the people that came up with this AP African Studies class, have been trying to keep it a secret. They tried to hide the syllabus. But the Florida Department of Education took a good look at the syllabus, and Primetime got a little overview of it. Communist and critical race theory authors are required reading. One topic is intersectionality, which ranks people based on race, wealth, and gender. Another topic promoted the elimination of prisons. And one author, who you are required to read, writes that white supremacist superstructures oppress Black people. Other required reading includes the examination of the white supremacist capitalist patriarchy. The entire discussion of reparations is pro-reparations, not a single anti-reparations voice. Another reading covers the destruction of capitalism. Does that have anything to do with African American history? Is this what you'd expect from an academically rigorous African American Studies AP course in high school? No. This is the kind of stuff you see at university or grad school. And if you want to take a class like that in college, fine, go for it. But this is supposed to be a history class, and there's no history. It's all ideological propaganda, which not only is against Florida law, but it's just not appropriate for high school AP history courses. So good for Ron DeSantis for backing that. And shame on the liars who aren't honest about what's going on here.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.